So, Excellency, thank you very much that on very short notice you came to this College of Tourism. And for everybody with whom I have been talking, everybody was impressed with the event, particularly your appearance, your speech, your presentation, and you as a man who can charm everybody. So, after more than 2 hours here, and it was not your first visit to college, what are your impressions of today's event?
Well, I was really impressed first coming into this big room, how crowded it was. But of course, this only confirmed the previous impression about how efficient and operational you tend to be, because Professor Milenko had been with us at the embassy. He had been with Ljubomirovic 2 or 3 times, with me once or twice, and he was worried with the delegation from the general director to have everything very well organized. At a certain point, he was so focused on having it perfectly well organized that just to provoke him, to tease him, I said, okay, this is an itinerary, but I don't take orders the military way. You know? And today I felt so encouraged. You know? So, of course, I have a lot of experience of making presentations and so on. But the important thing in this sort of situation is that you don't feel constrained to following a rigid list of the things you have to say. And this for 2 reasons. One of them is that you'll never say all the important things. 1 or 2 of them will necessarily escape because you are not God, you don't have the full control. And the other aspect is that if you feel at home, if you feel comfortable, you will be much more convincing, and people will realize you are being authentic. You know? You are not just presenting a speech you have known by heart. You know? So I think this is a remarkable institution by the seriousness, you know, it has in doing its work, not only seriousness but effectiveness. So I think we must really establish a sort of joint program so that we can have tourism in Serbia, this school and our other organizations, perfectly well integrated to similar institutions in Brazil. Yeah. You know? And because we can have a flow in both ways. Yeah. You know? We can
that is my second question to you, because I know that Director Professor Skakun and his aides are very much interested in broadening the cooperation with international partners. And what do you think? Is it possible, Dr. Skakun with his aides, you with your aides, can you find some suitable relationship for college and some partner institution in Brazil?
Well, in Brazil we have the national tourist institution, which we call Embratur, you know, Brazilian Enterprise for Tourism. But we have in all of the 27 states, we have local. So you have Bahia Tour in Salvador, you know, Rio Tour, and there it goes. So I think there is room. Tourism as a discipline at university is reasonably recent in Brazil. Professor Skunk was telling me that this school has existed for 46 years.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any, I might be mistaken, but I don't think in Brazil we have any school specialized in tourism having existed for so long. But so there is certainly, in the main centers, you have schools for tourism. They can be mixed. I mean, you can have communication for PR, communication for tourism, and you have schools also where the mainstream is tourism. You know? So what we can do is sort of research now. I'll be in Rio for 2 weeks, from Friday now to the beginning of April, and I can do not only some identification of institutions, but I can visit them directly.
Full of impressions now.
Of course, to keep good relations, I think that's the best way to do it. I'll keep your ambassador in Brasilia, Ljubomir Milic, informed of this, because in diplomatic life, we have this idea that the interests of two countries are so well integrated that at a certain point you don't know if you are the ambassador of Brazil to Serbia or the ambassador of Serbia to Brazil, you know?
Yeah.
Because what you want is that these two communities know each other better and have more relations, are closer together. You know? So I'll see what can be done, but you can count on our support for this good. And of course, having been here, having seen the enthusiasm, no, you can instill in your students or community, I'll do this work with a lot more enthusiasm.
Thank you very much, sir. We wish you a very pleasant trip to Rio.
Thank you.
And come back as sooner as possible.
Yes, actually, I'll not only be in Rio. I'll go to at least Minas Gerais to deal with some private business there. And then I'll go to Cuiabá, Mato Grosso, that state bordering with Bolivia, which is my hometown. Because I have an uncle celebrating 95 and a cousin celebrating 86. And they are both very good minds working, you know. So I'll go to Cuiabá for 2 or 3 days. Probably taking, besides Priscilla, taking some of my children, grandchildren. I don't have yet the whole configuration, but it should be a fantastic thing. This uncle of mine, who will be 95 on the 6th, he really looks 20 years younger, you know. Very powerful mind. Thank you so much for your wishes. We'll work together.
Good.
Thank you.